Let's replace the distant view and sky. This is the material we found for the sky replacement. Put it in to check its effect. The general effect is OK except its large scale. Press Ctrl-T for free transform to scale it, Ctrl-Alt to choose this point as the center, and Alt-Shift to scale it down. Refer to the reference image to check the scale of this cloud. Well, with its similar effect, let's check its perspective. Its perspective is consistent with this shot. Let's check its black and white values. I think it's of a little problem for shadows of the foreground is darker than its. I think its black and white values could be saved. The bright places in foreground could be there and here. Let's make a contrast and check them. The sky of the material is brighter than the buildings here in general. We could adjust the sky in this shot brighter. After checking the black and white values, let's check its color. Create a new adjustment layer, clipping mask. Let me introduce it. For example, create a new layer. There will be an option, use previous layer to create clipping mask. If we click this and click OK, new layer will be attached an arrow. All adjustment in clipping mask will only affect on the main layer below. If we add clipping mask function to the adjustment layer, it will only affect the main layer below. It's quite useful. I get used to name this layer for color correction as CC for short. Change its mode as color. Then it will only affect the color of the main layer. Let's observe the shadows of this shooting material. Its shadow looks purplish or bluish in general. But the sky's blue is quite different. Let's adjust it. Try adding some red to it, so that their shadows matches more. Now the sky looks fine. Next, let's check the distant mountain. I picked this as the replacement material of the distant mountain. Create a new layer group. Name it Mountain. All layers of distant mountain will be placed in this group. Use the free transform tool again. Now it's flipped, so let's apply this flip horizontal for it. Scale it down for its large scale. Zoom it in to check its scale. Then you could easily feel whether it's in a suitable scale here. Conceal the red buildings of the material for its perspective. We will mainly use its left part. Here we can see wet edging here is quite common. Here click Layer Matching the fringe to remove 1 pixel of its edge. Then we could solve problems quickly. Now the mountains are too bright. Refer to the references here. These mountains are all darker than their skies. Let's adjust it. Display value layer to check its black and white values. Create a new layer for the curve tool. Make it subject to the main layer below it. It should be darker than the sky here, so let's darken it. But its shadows could not be darker than the foregrounds. So let's adjust it within the range. Let's check and it looks fine. But its color seems not matched. Let's modify its color. Display the color layer. Create a curve layer subject to the main layer as CC. Shift its mode to color. The distant mountain here is under much influence of the atmosphere with large DOF. Try to make its color close to the skies. It's too bluish, let's lower its blue. Well, it's too green now, lower the green. Its shadows should also be purplish and reddish like the clouds. Now it's similar to the other parts. We could check the red around it for reference, and it's similar now. Now let's check the blue in the sheeting material. It should be like this, and now they are similar. Compared to the sky, I think we could lower the green a little bit. Now this part is basically done. Here I think we could add its contrast a little bit. Hide all layers for inspection. Let's check with our eyes. Well, then we finished the replacement of this distant mountain. Now it's turn for the left ones. Like what I said, I wanted it to be a slope in that shape so as to introduce people's view center to the center here. I picked this one for a trial. We don't have to rush into the stage of matting, but put it in the scene and check whether it's suitable here. We could mat it later if it's suitable in case of wasting time. I think it's suitable. Let's do its matting. Scale it. Zoom in for check. Display value layer to check its black and white values. Make it darker than the sky. I think the left part is suitable now, but not the right one. Add another curve layer for adjustment. Scale up the brush and erase the black mask here, so as to adjust it partly. Add the value layer for check. It's reasonable on our scene here. Here to adjust its color for it's too bluish. Make it match the shadow's color of the sky, a purple red. Add those layers for inspection and check with our eyes. Its effect is okay for now. Okay. Distant mountain and the sky. Today we talked about how to adjust the black and white values and coloring. Please match materials with this shot in both black and white value mode and color correction mode. This is one of the most important steps of digital matte painting. The adjustment of curves calls for a collection of much experience. Of course, we should observe the materials attentively. This is the most direct way to make digital matte painting accurate. Remember to practice more.